the golden days of anime. I was very interested in bringing this topic because I got a lot to get off my chest. I'm a 35-year-old man, and I love anime. Anime is as rampant now as video games are, but same thing with video games. Back in the day, anime and video games was the things of nerds. You know, that's not cool. Why are you watching? How are you doing that? But what's also a little bit controversial, anime used to hit a little harder back in the day. From Dragon Ball Z to My Hero Academia to Tokyo Ghoul, you know, modern anime is, in my opinion, a little soft. There's a lot of crying, there's a lot of emotional moments, and then even as far as fighting, I'm going to get flack for this, but I'm a huge fan of the Dragon Ball Z series. But god damn it, Dragon Ball used to be more than just the transformations. You go back to Dragon Ball Z, the Cell Saga, the Namek Saga. Dragon Ball fights used to have top-notch choreography. Goku and Cell duke it out in the Cell tournament at the beginning when the ring was still there. They were truly fighting. They were truly using quote-unquote martial arts. Your Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball whatever now is, you know, a lot of this is some yelling, some colors, some transformation, a new power scale, and then comes an attack. Which, you know, I ain't hating on it, but anime used to be different. My Hero Academia, I don't know if there was ever an episode where that boy did not cry for one reason or another. But that boy Deku or Izuka Midoriya, it was always crying to be the best, crying because he got hurt, crying for something. When I'm trying to figure out when did all this happen. Now you could go ahead and say, oh well, you know, just like with cartoons back in the day, because people don't know this, cartoons originally were made for adults before they became made for children. Maybe the same thing happened with anime and they toned it down, because hardcore or real anime enthusiasts can tell you, hey, there were animes back in the day in the 80s, early 90s where some real shit went down. You had people getting killed, whether it be a show, a movie, whatever the case. You had people being murdered. He didn't come back later on in the season, or there was like a mystical item that brought them back due to fanfare. No, that guy got killed. You had maybe I'm telling myself, more adult themes, I guess, in a sense, like Ninja Scroll. Yo, that's a really, really intense anime movie. Eon Flux. It's an old anime show that I'm probably showing my age here, that a lot of people probably do not know about. But your common run-of-the-mill current anime is very bright, colorful. It's not dark. It's a lot of smiles, feelings, friendship, and I'm just trying to see like when do we get so pacified? What are your thoughts, Trice?
Yeah, so it's a clear, I think this is a little case of casuals and hardcore anime watchers once again. And there has been a little, like you said, dumbed down. Because, baby, some of them old school animes like Akira, Cowboy Bebop, Berserk, it's just raw. Them was
Oh
some
man,
raw
Cowboy Bebop.
ass, yes, them was some raw ass animes, and
Absolutely.
I remember watching them when I was younger and not even realizing, like, in realizing that it's so much layer messaging in the anime. Like, it's the basic layer of bad guy versus good guy. Then there's a layer of like an emotional reason why the bad character is the bad character, and the fact that he's not even really bad, he's just a different flip of the coin of the good. So they really mirror each other. They're the same guy in a sense. That's a layer. And then a lot of layers have like very religious layer that I didn't even realize. Dang, I can't think of that anime with that one boy. This is gonna bother me, but I didn't even realize that had such a religion background layer. I was like, what? And like different animes like Big O and all of them, it was just raw, and they kind of didn't have a lot of stipulations, I guess, or restrictions, or they didn't think about the 5-year-old who's watching the anime like I was back in the day. And like I said, it was a lot more raw. They experimented with a lot of different things, and it was really more authentic. And you know, the art style was very bold and very recognizable, and the storytelling just took a lot of more risk. It was a lot of less cookie cutter, I guess you could say, versus new anime. That's kind of why even when you look at Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen, they are animes that's kind of more reflective of old school anime, but they even still, even though they are your greatest examples of like a cross gen from old to new, they still don't even meet the old standard. They are somewhat dubbed down a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I love Attack on Titan. I love Demon Slayer. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I read the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen just so I can see what the fuck happens at the end. And it's not even saying that it's bad because they're trying to get that casual, 15-year-old or young person, but you definitely have different people on the side of the aisle. You have the people that don't really care, that is kind of have these kiddie-ish or certain type of elements, and then you have the people that says and go out of their way to say, I'm not watching my hero because he cries so much. I don't want to hear a mofo crying every episode. Like, get with the shit, get with the
He does cry.
fighting, get with, hey, I want to see a little blood spatter. I really want to see some consequences. And so you kind of have those two groups on either side of the aisle. It was a little now, and I'm gonna preface this too. Back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, boy, you could put damn near anything in an anime. Like Goku pulling up Bulma's skirt, like, you're not gonna see that nowadays. It was just raw. It was just raw. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, Sailor Moon. Crazy to think, like, when I was watching that as a kid and now I rewatched it as an adult, I was like, I should not have been watching this. And early Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Neo Genesis. That was the show I was thinking of that has the religion layered tone to it. You just not Wolf Rain. Like, it was such a good storytelling anime that I couldn't even recognize at the time because you're young, you have limited emotional exposure, you really don't even know how you feel outside of happy and mad. It was a refreshing thing and era to grow up in, watching those shows. And I was part of that young generation of staying up and watching Adult Swim in secrecy when my parents were asleep.
Absolutely.
So
Oh,
I could
yes.
watch, and then anime just used to have so much cussing, so much. They just didn't give a damn. And now they're kind of like, they kind of went Disney, they kind of went PG-13. But I'm not saying there's not any good anime still being made. It's just certain things that annoy, and you can just recognize when you watch an old anime versus a new anime the difference. It's just a lot of I don't know, a lot of PG-13 elements being implemented. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because, a lot of this stuff they are trying to make, safe for kids to watch and things like that. But let's not be confused on those people that grew up on Adult Swim. We some grown ass people and we want to see some grown ass things and consequences. I'm not saying having sex scenes or nothing crazy like that. If they fighting, I want to see somebody unalive and I want to see some bloodshed. I want to see some real consequences, not a mofo crying every other episode. That's just how I feel, and that's all I got. What about you?
Yeah, that is very, very much true. I had forgot all about Demon Slayer because as much as I love that show, and he do be crying too. He do be crying as
Yeah,
well.
but it's kind of done in
But
a better
it ain't
way.
nowhere near as bad as My Hero.
Yeah,
But I get what you're saying.
so no,
The casual
he
market, the hardcore.
he be crying, and I just gotta point this out because no way, because My Hero is way worse. At least in the difference in Demon Slayer crying, he had some real things happen. His whole fucking family was slaughtered on him going to go sell coal in the village. Like, that is a valid reason to cry. Now, Deku, bruh, you just had the best number one superhero give you his power. Shut up. Like, I don't think Deku has the right to cry every episode. Whereas the guy from Demon Slayer, bruh, Rengoku died. I cried too. Rengoku is my God. I was so upset. And that's when I started reading the manga because I'm like, yo, I gotta figure out who gonna be unalive at the end because I'm not gonna get emotionally invested in some of these characters that's just gonna pop up and be gone. But that's neither here or there. But the Demon Slayer guy got a lot more right to cry than Midoriya. Like, let's just be serious about that.
But we seem to be on par with the answers, how we feel. I never thought about it as far as the hardcore and the casual. Because, like I said, back in the day, you watch anime, that's the
Yeah.
dorky stuff.
Yo, used to come in the morning before school. All the nerds would be at a table reading manga and shit. They'll be like, isolated. And it's just so funny the community, how far the community has changed. And now it's kind of cool. And it's cool to read manga. It's cool to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. And that's a topic to another day, the prices of the trading cards now versus, how it was just so uncool back in when we was growing up. But
Yeah.
it's just funny to see the shift and how the casual has came into the community and made it. And now you got, even girls like making TikTok videos to anime and things like that, which I remember growing up, girls just look at me crazy when I talked about anime. And I used to talk about how I like it. They like, ugh, that's for boys. And I'm like, you're blocking yourself from watching a good ass story. You say that, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch all my shit, okay? And I'm gonna stay up past like 2 a.m. trying to watch all the shit from Adult Swim. So yeah, it's just funny how things change though.
Bringing her back around full circle. Yeah, I didn't look at it like that, but yeah, that's true. Because I remember the first time someone found out, oh, you watch Dragon Ball Z, man. What? That's stupid. So now my mind looking like, for you to know what it is, that means you've watched this. So how are you calling me out on it? Yeah, I never took it as, like you said, with the hardcore, the casual, and everything. So that does make some sense. But I just miss the dark, the grittiness. Like you brought up Berserk, man. I'm currently reading the manga Berserk, and my eyes have never laid on anything nowhere near the same as that. And the show
Mm-hmm.
or the movies are in a class of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I can't remember if I was talking to somebody or someone that said something about like why Berserk can't get its own proper showing or show like how Dragon Ball or any other things do. And I was like, I don't think they can put that on the air.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
type of shit that's done in that universe.
And once you try to censor it to a certain point, it's no longer Berserk.
You're gonna lose the people who made it what it is.
Yeah, it's a totally different show at that point, or anime. God, Berserk is crazy.
Berserk was great, or
Even
even well, you said Akira. Yo, people were getting shot and murdered, killed. I'm sorry, unalive. I'm sorry, got to keep it PC. People were being straight unalive in that movie, let alone the manga. It's not something you just come across in regular today anime. Like even what's a modern day anime? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
But as always, people, audience, consumers, let us know what you think and how you feel. Are you old enough like us to remember back when the time when anime was a little more dark, a little more gritty, a little zest to it? Or are you, just
That
you see
grew
no
up on
problem?
Naruto.
Yeah. Grew up on Naruto and don't know any
Believe
better.
it.
Or
Believe it.
even oh man, now I don't know if this counts as a cartoon or an anime, but I remember watching it and I was rewatching it. Do you know that Spawn had a show?
When?
Yeah, a lot of people. Spawn had a TV show. It was an animated show, and it was made. I don't know if it was made by Todd McFarlane. I don't know if he actually created or had a hand in it, but yeah, there was Spawn had a show, and it's pretty intense. It's on HBO Max. You can watch it there or check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
But like I said, people, let us know how you feel. Drop those comments, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely let me know what old school anime has a special place in your heart. I mean, I have too many to just to say one. Akira, Neo Genesis, Berserk. I mean, even if it didn't get a show, but was just a really good manga as well. Because not everything made it to the TV television, but I
Not
remember
everything made it to the big
Gundams.
league.
Yeah, Gundams, and oh my god, there's so many different versions of Gundam. God, man, we just had so many good shows. Big O, a lot of people don't even know what that is. Even Inuyasha, even those other ones, Yu Yu Hakusho. We
Oh,
just had so
you
many.
Hakusho.
We
That's
just
what I'm
had,
talking about.
yeah, man, we had
True
so many
classic,
good
baby.
ones. And speaking of Yu Yu Hakusho, I remember at one point it got a live, live version. I think was that Hulu or Netflix, maybe. I don't even know what happened with that because I didn't watch it.
It
But
was Netflix. It was 5 episodes. I do not know the reception because they have never spoke of it again.
yeah,
But they did do an anniversary remaster collection of the show, and I did buy that because I am a huge huge Yu Yu Hakusho fan.
Yo, listen, I have like a Yu Yu Hakusho collectible. Like it's like, look, I'm gonna put it up when it comes in because I pre-ordered it a year ago and it's of tournament facing the old boys, but it's freaking amazing. I might try to pop up a picture in the video. But listen, just great animes that we was raised on, and you can't compare because it's just not fair because it's kind of like it was a manga renaissance, then it turned into an anime renaissance of just pure perfection. And a lot of animes at the time didn't realize how good they were until years later. And when you look back on it, I can understand the person that probably feels like this new style or new generation of anime is poor. I can definitely understand that, but listen, you gotta let these young kids rock. But and two, I also think, and I know I've been dragging on this topic, but anime back then, they wasn't really concerned about being the longest running anime 3 decades. Kind of like Naruto had a long run. One Piece still it's fucking going. Like
Oh
I remember the
my
first
God.
season of One Piece, how ugly they look. And now, like, that's how long One Piece has been on. And I feel like a bunch of old school manga creators made an isolated story. For all the flack that Demon Slayer gets for being so short, but it's an isolated story. So many good old animes, it's just that. Some of them get one season and that's it. And
Most of them do get one season.
yeah, and then too, it takes a lot. If you don't know, it takes a lot of money to make an anime hit the television screen. And I remember looking it up like years ago. They was estimating like $1 million per episode, depending on how long it was. It was something crazy. I didn't even realize it was that expensive. I just think that too, where creators were very comfortable back then telling a isolated story for a short amount of time for the most amount of impact. Versus now, I think a lot of animes try to get a minimum 5+ seasons, so they can sell merchandise and do all the things they need to do to recoup money and make money. It kind of hurts the product. That's it. Definitely let me know your favorite anime, old school anime, and why, and kind of like tell us how you grew up watching these R-rated ass animes without your parents realizing they were like. I remember my mom was like, "Oh, you watching cartoons, Mom?" I'm like, yeah. And she walked out the room. I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker head just got popped off." She don't
Yep.
even know what I'm watching.
I remember my mother walked in as I was watching Ninja Scroll. She was like, "Oh, you watching your little shows?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And she went to go grocery shopping. So I was like, "Oh my God!" Whoa. Well, thank God she walked off before that guy got. I'm sorry, unalive.
Yeah,
Before that guy got unalive.
like that's back
Boy,
when parents was like, "Oh, you watching your little cartoons?" Like, okay, all right, yeah, they look cartoons, all right.
yeah, you think that just like how every old person thought, like, "Oh, you playing your little Nintendo."
You playing your little Game Boy, your little Pokemon?
But let us
No.
know, everyone. Let us know your favorite animes, old school, new school, all in between. We're all enthusiasts of the hobby. And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?